Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on Monday, July 27th, 2026. So, we currently have high pressure situated to our south, and around that we are bringing in a warm and humid westerly or southwesterly winds, originating from around Bay of Biscay and Iberia and France. So yeah, it's warm and quite humid, and therefore across parts of the west and northwest, is especially moisture laden coming in off the longest sea track, and that does mean we have increased cloud cover, quite low base cloud at that, and some rain moving in, and some heavy bursts as well across parts of Northern Ireland and Western Scotland. Elsewhere, cloud amounts decreasing and thinning the further south and east you go, and it is and it has been quite a nice day across many parts of England and Wales. Now, believe it or not, yesterday morning there was some rain across southeast England, and some quite heavy rain at that. Some brief school lines going through. Some bit of line convection went through yesterday morning on a cold front. A bit of rain, sharp showers. Cleared through quickly, but it did rain, and this evening in South East Ireland, where I live, we had showers, and it started raining, and they couldn't believe it was raining. Wow, it's actually raining again, guys, locally, but, it's some rain, but we need a lot more than this to alleviate the issues that we have, like, drought, hosepipe bans and wildfires. Like in Ireland, we have one across Slieve na Manon in County Tipperary, and that smoke was visible on Saturday, even across Wexford, where I live. It was visible in the air, and there was a distinct smell of smoke there on Saturday. So yes, we need a lot of rain. Models currently a bit uncertain. They repeatedly show low pressure coming in within the 7 to 10 day time frame, but it never really materialises. But we'll see what they have to say today. Right, so here's the UKV. Today, again, rain feeding into the northwest corner. Other than that, mainly dry, and cloud drifting in from southwest, always the clearest and driest in the far southeast. Now, tomorrow, Tuesday, we will see rain straddling the northwest of the country, like Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and quite cloudy elsewhere. Best of the bright spells will be across eastern and southern England, extending into parts of the Midlands. And actually, over there, it should be mainly sunny. Right, so into Wednesday, again, we see this feed of cloud on this front into Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland, Northern England, Wales. Patchy rain around the place, clearer skies, and lighter winds across the south. However, on Wednesday, we are expecting a trough of low pressure to edge eastwards over the country, across Ireland and the UK. So that brings an increased risk of cloud and showers eastwards. So some heavy ones might form ahead of the cold front there across parts of eastern Ireland into parts of northern England, southern Scotland there, and possibly Wales as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Some quite heavy downpours might form. Possibly some thunderstorms in there as well, given it's a warm and humid air mass. Again, further south, southern England, eastern England, parts of Midlands, hot and sunny. Wednesday will be the peak of the temperatures of this warm spell. And this warm spell is much more limited and restricted in area, really confined to central, southern and eastern Britain. Elsewhere, it'll be cloudier, still muggy, still warm, but just not as hot as it will be, and quite intensely hot as that. I'll show you the temperatures in a few. So, here's Thursday's weather. We clear through into a more fresher westerly wind, and that brings showers and longer spells of rain through, especially in the north. Most areas in the south will remain dry and sunny, and we head into Friday, quite similar. Again, into a cooler, fresher flow from the Atlantic Ocean, and that brings, again, showers and some areas of rain, and this time the south might see some heavier falls of rain. Well, the south, I mean, say, like parts of Ireland, Wales and Midlands, across southern England, is still dry. But that might change into the weekends, and I'll show you why in a few. You can see we have more rain gathering pace across parts of the Celtic Sea, Southern Ireland, into Wales, and I think this area of rain might just barrel into parts of England. Tonight's temperatures then will be quite mild in the south, warm, quite muggy, so quite uncomfortable for sleeping, unfortunately. Tomorrow, Tuesday, very warm to hot across much of England, highs in the high 20s, possibly reaching 30 degrees, quite likely, I think, across parts of eastern England. Ireland, northern England, eastern Scotland, into the low to mid-20s. Western Scotland, Northern Ireland, into the high teens. Tuesday night, well, again, it's a warm night, as you expect with a heat wave. Only area really escaping the heat will be Western Scotland. It will be fresher. Now, Wednesday, as I said to you, it will be intensely hot, where it is hot. So anywhere from in England, East Midlands, Eastern England, Southern England, and especially Southeast England, highs in the low to mid-30s, 35, 36, 37, all very possible. Also, it's very hot also over the continents. Elsewhere, like Southeast Ireland, Wales, Northern England, bit less hot or warm, but still warm. Low to mid-20s, possibly high 20s. Northern Ireland, Scotland, high teens, maybe low 20s, and actually for Western Scotland, quite chilly in comparison. Into the overnight period from Wednesday to Thursday, freshening up for Ireland, Scotland, Northern England, still muggy elsewhere. Thursday, the peak of the heat really does ease, highest temperatures, highest again in the east of England, but only reaching 26 or 27, possibly 28 degrees, much fresher in the north. And actually, where we have some longer areas of rain in Scotland, temperatures really pegged back into the single figures. That's not far from wintry sleet over parts of the high ground, dare I say it. A few degrees lower, and that would be showing purple on the chart. And actually, Thursday night into Friday, a very fresh start. Widely lows will be below 10 degrees, north and west of the British Midlands. Friday itself will be a pleasantly sensibly warm day. High teens, low 20s, sunshine away from the areas of rain. Notice Southern Ireland is quite cool, as is Northern England, Scotland. That is because we'll have increased cloud amounts here and some areas of rain. Into overnight period, well, Saturday morning begins freshest in the north, bit milder in the south because of increased clouds. And actually, the heat might build again into the weekend because low pressure will be to our west, and that might help pump up a southerly wind flow. So here's the GFS. GFS was getting high pressure to our south. It's far enough north to grant southern England, southern, eastern, and parts of central England a heat wave this week. Other than that, areas like Ireland, Scotland, Northern England, Wales will be, and parts of the Midlands as well, will be at the mercy, not at the mercy, actually at the, will be relieved to hear that you guys will have a more westerly influence, and therefore temperatures will be lower, and you'll see some rain at times. However, it will still be muggy. Low pressure deepens to our north on Wednesday. That pushes a cold front through, possibly some heavier showers along that, and thunderstorms mainly across Ireland, parts of Northern England and Scotland. And those clear through. We're going into a fresher air mass there for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. High pressure then goes towards Greenland, and we end up with quite a cool, with quite a pleasant weekend. Cool nights, but pleasantly warm days in the strong sunshine. And then into next week, well, low pressure goes to our south, and that does mean temperatures will rise again, especially in the south, driving in the wind from a more southerly direction. So temperatures will increase back towards the high 20s across southern England. Beyond that, well, we go into rather high pressure dominated pattern there spell. Will be pleasantly warm and dry, not a heat wave with that, I don't think. Maybe a bit warmer by August 8th as low pressure does advance in the west. We clear into August 10th, dartboard low. Whether or not that comes off, yet to be revealed. ECM once again, high pressure to our south does extend its influence over central, southern and eastern Britain. Elsewhere, you're with more Atlantic flow, so more cloud, but still muggy, still quite humid, and you'll definitely feel that by night. Okay, so as we head into Wednesday, that area of low pressure to our north deepens, helps push a cold front through, and then heading into the weekend, Thursday, it's a bit slow. Okay, let's see if this works. Hopefully it'll work. Apologies for that. We'll come back to it. UK Met run. UK Met, so... Okay, it might be doing this as well. Okay, we'll try the ECM again. So we got to Friday. So Friday, we're into a more cooler run of west to northwesterly winds. This helps to bring showers and cool temperatures, especially by night. Weekend looks pretty decent under a weak area of high pressure. A few showers around, especially in the north, and possibly some longer spells of rain with this trough of low pressure into the south. It's quite a messy pattern that is, but that is a little trough of low pressure. That might bring some rain into Southern Ireland on Bank Holiday Monday if it verifies. Overall, what the ECM is showing into early August looks very messy, and typically the pattern doesn't look as strange as this, so I wouldn't be taking this overly seriously. As it is into start of August, well, we clear that trough through by the 5th, and we go back into a cooler, drier pattern. And then, beyond that, well, by August 10th, we're threatening to bring in another... I say that's more of a heat spike, given that it's quite a short-lived southerly airflow. And by the 11th, we're into another westerly wind, bringing cooler weather off the Atlantic Ocean. That would be a relief. Okay, so UK Met run. Again, low pressure to north deepens on Wednesday. It clears the heat wave down. Someone in the comments did mention that their model forecasted a hot spell. Didn't say where, but if he meant southern and eastern England, well, it's happening now. Breaking around the 28th, very close. Breaking on the 29th, it looks like, or 30th. But you're very close with that model, and that's very impressive. Respects. Right, so into the end of the month, we have low pressure to our north to over the Norwegian Sea, and that brings in a showery north to northwesterly winds. Showers heaviest and most frequent in the north, and this weird looking trough of low pressure to our south, bit of a odd feature. It just sort of skirts around the high pressure underneath it. It does threaten some rain through, even into the south, but it looks a bit... I don't really know how that gets there. Is there a jet stream section? Yeah, there is. You can see that there's an arm of the jet stream to our south of the area of high pressure, which is quite unusual, but I suppose that is because this is a blocking high pressure. It is over Greenland and reaching to the south, so I suppose that makes sense. But it's overall rather odd pattern to be seeing. But the ECM had it also next Monday. GFS, it might have had it. Let's check that out. It did have it. So maybe Southern England, your real soaking will come around August 3rd. Maybe, big maybe, because you've seen what happened with the model so far, and that low pressure looks really not convincing. It's just a little feature skirting on the jet stream. It could easily fizzle, be weakened by high pressure nearby, or just be a blip. But I do believe that in north, anyway, and west, we'll see a few more showers over the next few days with this area, this trough of low pressure coming through. So again, the GEM shows roughly the same situation with that trough of low pressure to our north, clearing through into a showery run of northwesterly winds. We end up under higher pressure by the weekend, so that will mean that under clear skies, in the cooler air mass, our upper temperatures by then will be much cooler for a time, especially. Anyway, we will see some quite chilly, fresh nights. That will be pleasant, indeed. And by day, it's still August 1st, so sun is still very strong, and it will feel very decent indeed in the sunshine. And light winds as well, as we're under higher pressure. Still a bit breezier across Scotland and possibly Northern England and Northern Ireland. Well, beyond that, here's that odd area of low pressure that the other models has. It just sort of tries to break through the high pressure there into the weekend. What happens is we see a little weak ridge over us by August 3rd, Where do we go beyond that? So the area of low pressure deepens to our west and brings in like showers and areas of rain to all areas. So what's happening with that area of low pressure? I'm not sure. I don't think it's tropical. I think it's just we are blocking high pressure towards Greenland. That forces the jet stream southwards, and the lows are taking a more southerly track. This pattern is more noticeable and noteworthy, recognizable, say, in the wintertime, because we always look for this to bring us our cold spells and any snow. But in the summer, it looks a lot less attractive. It's much less evident there, but that is the pattern. We got blocking high pressure all the way from Greenland up towards, say, Arctic and North Pole. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so high pressure is through Greenland, up into like Svalbard area, back into northern Russia, over parts of the Arctic as well. And yeah, that sends the storm track southwards. So that is a pattern that the models are hinting at into early August. It's quite a weak pattern, but we'll see. We'll see. It's quite a long. It's. I can't really imagine this going from this prolonged hot, dry spell, jet stream to our north, all the way through late June, all of July, only to end up with August being a cooler and wetter month. But it could happen. I mean, bear in mind, guys, the first 2/3 of June were cool and wet. You might remember that. A long, long time ago. It was a long time ago now. A good 5 or 6 weeks. 5 or 6 weeks ago now. We had a good wet spell, and it wasn't overly warm either. And suddenly we had that late June heat wave, and then from then on we've been in a long run of warm, hot, dry. Okay, icon once again, low pressure is to our north. That will carry a cold front through by Wednesday and Thursday, introducing a much cooler, fresher westerly airflow. Some showers, especially in the north. In the south, mostly dry on Thursday and Friday, and sunny. Temperatures will respond well in the sunshine despite the cooler, fresher air mass. Into the weekend, well, high pressure becomes more centrally located. Well, at least it does ridge into the country, and that brings higher temperatures by day because you've got less winds, stronger sunshine, and more wider sunshine as well. But by night, cooler, chilly temperatures. That will be welcomes, I think, especially after quite a muggy week to come. And by the end of the week and start of next week, Tuesday, August 4th, the day after bank holiday, well, low pressure's coming through again. And again, this is the southerly shifted storm track that the other models were forecasting. Jet stream is to the south and over us into our north as well. It's quite a weak one, but you can see the storm track clearly. These flabby lows are going to our south. And there's a blocking high to our northwest. If this were winter, that would be interesting, but unfortunately it's August. Arpege, yeah, unfortunately it's August, guys. If only we could see that in January and February. Nope. Well, you never know. The El Nino does favour colder weather later on, but still, El Ninos tend to favour milder winters overall. And finally, here's the arpege. Actually spawns quite a deep area of low pressure to our northwest, near the Faroe Islands for a time. That deepens the cold front along it, bringing some showers and heavier areas of rain through, especially across the north and west. Mainly dry across eastern and southern and central UK, unfortunately. We end up in a cooler run of west to northwesterly winds by August 1st. Well, again, we have that blocking high pressure to our west and north, low pressure towards our northeast, near Norway. Down comes the northerly wind. Temperatures are much lower and fresher. Let's look at the 2 metre temperatures there Saturday morning. Well, much fresher, especially in the west and north. And those temperatures will work their way southeastwards through the day. So, and there's that southerly shifted storm track. Well, I shouldn't say storm track. I mean, I should say low pressure track. Flabby low pressure track, because those aren't storms. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. I'm dubious about this pattern change that the models are forecasting. Yeah, quite dubious, but they're all showing it so far. But before August comes, we've got this last part of July to come, and today, tomorrow, and Wednesday will be very hot days across especially southern and eastern UK, parts of Midlands as well. Muggy and damp, a bit cloudier further north. Thursday and Friday, good agreements. I'd say we get a cooler, fresher flow in, but not without some showers in the north, staying dry and sunny in the south, and across many areas actually across Midlands. Beyond that, uncertainty arises. I think the weekend is likely to start at least cooler, fresher, by night, warm and sunny by day, light winds, high pressure. Beyond that, uncertainty does evolve, does increase, but, if that blocking high does come off as they're showing it, yes, what will happen is we'll see winds more frequently from the north or northeast, possibly from the east at times, and that might mean temperatures might be warmer. Depends if there is warm air to the east. And, of course, the storm track will shift southwards. That's if the high pressure does get going to the northwest. Everyone, thanks for watching. I'll see you. Bye for now.